Hi, I hope you're having an awesome day. I'm Robin Beasley, and I want to share a little insight in some things that are going on in my life right now. I'm going to be transparent. I'm not going to share every detail, but I wanted to give you a glimpse into what's going on because I feel like someone needs to hear what I've been experiencing, and maybe it would give them a glimpse of hope and inspiration and understanding, because I don't know. I've had to find it in different places. And so I hope that this will help someone that might be going through something similar or maybe will experience one day. I am a domestic diva, but I'm terrible at it. I have been home with my boys for the last 3 years. Our youngest just turned 1. And we were blessed with 2 fantastic vacations that my husband and I just came home from. We were nudged, or I felt like we needed to take them when we did. And it would have been easy to say, well, you shouldn't be gallivanting around the countryside. But it was perfect timing for us. But just before we went away, my husband and I, just the 2 of us, I had this nudging that I should look for a job. And I was really trying to resist it. I said, God, I don't want a job. I don't want to work for somebody else. I came up with all sorts of excuses. The reality is, I'm terrible at keeping a house. My house is upside down, dirty, crazy. Not dirty, but just messy, I should say. And cluttered, and our family has a wild, crazy lifestyle. We're spontaneous. Life with 2 little boys is loud, and I love it. I love absolutely every minute of being home with my 2 children. However, I've had this nudge to go out and see what kind of value I can add to the workplace and to my community and to the place that I live. And so I started applying for some jobs, and I had some interviews, like more interviews than I ever dreamt of, to the point where I was not even taking interviews because I had to quickly prioritize. I never imagined that the phone would ring. So obviously that's all God's timing. And one particular position I went to apply for, or I went to interview for, and it was, I won't give you all the details because I'm not sure that it's going to be my job yet, but I've just had my 3rd interview with the same company. And I've gone through the pros and the cons and the guilt of leaving my children and the concern and worry that my clients with my skincare and cosmetics home-based business that I've done for 8 years, as well as what that looked like for my amazing business, my speaking and my other things. I love being an entrepreneur. I love owning my time. However, God told me that it is not about me. And I have given that advice to people in the last... I share that with people because it's been the message that I've been, encouraged to share with others at times. But he told me that same thing, that going to work for somebody else has nothing to do with me. It is about the value that I can share with them, the inspiration that I might be able to share. The position's not all about me. It is simply about what I can do to further God's kingdom and what I can do to help people. Again, I love being home with my children. I love owning that time. But I also know that my children don't know if I'm away from them right now, but they will in the long run. And we have big dreams and hopes and aspirations, my husband and I, of giving God over $1 million. Not just a million, over $1 million. We want to give to his kingdom through tithing, through offering, through serving, through different ministries, whether that is giving locally, nationally, worldly. I don't know what that looks like, but we have made it a pact, and we know that is our purpose here on earth. And so in order to do that, I need to give a positive impression on more people. I need to influence more people's lives and share my enthusiasm. And so as I was interviewing today for the 3rd time with the same company, it was very, very apparent to me that more importantly, it has nothing to do with me, but that if I were to take this position, that it would add value to the businesses that we have, because I'm going to learn new skills and new tools to apply to the businesses that we have to further get God's kingdom and for God's businesses. They're not ours. And that they are an opportunity for maybe we're supposed to own a business similar to the one that I just interviewed for, and that I might have the opportunity to work with, for the next year, 3 years, 5 years. I don't know what that timing looks like. So I am excited to learn, to grow, and I could give you some details, but the fact that I interviewed for this position, had a second interview with some different individuals that own the company, and then their consultant just happened to be coming in today, and they wanted me to meet him as well. So it's all God's timing how it's all lined out, and I made some calls about childcare for my children, and I was at peace, like completely comfortable that they would be taken care of, because sometimes when I'm at home when I'm at home raising my children as an entrepreneur, a mompreneur, a domestic diva, the domestic part is a joke. I have learned to get better at cooking, but my children will thrive being with somebody else more days a week than they are right now. And that the time that we get together will be quality time, but I also know that I'm building God's business so that one day I can send them to a private Christian school, or we can go on mission trips, or we can just go on vacation, and we can go back to Canada and see my family as often as we want. And we can do that lots right now, but as they get older, we want to continue providing more opportunities, and we want to give to more people. We want to provide opportunities for them, whether that is having a business that employs them, whatever that looks like. So if you are a mom like me, struggling, or, fighting with God about whether or not to go back to work or not, or how your peers and your friends and your family and clients that you have are going to judge you, it has nothing to do with you. And the journey that you're going to experience from the adventure of going back to work, back to the workplace, or to work with somebody else. You don't know who you're going to get to work with, who you're going to get to meet, who you're going to get to network with, and who is going to influence you to become a bigger and better person, but who you can inspire and help put a smile on their face, because it is a dark world and there needs to be that light, and they need your light. So I hope that I just want to be transparent, because I'm probably going to look back on this own video of myself and laugh out loud. And I'm already laughing, going, have I really had this discussion? Like, why does it matter, what you think of what I'm doing? I mean, honestly, yes, I appreciate close friends and mentors' opinions, but ultimately it has to be a decision that my husband and I make. And we're excited for the future and excited what that looks like. And we have our businesses. I'm going to continue building them. And more importantly, instead of those minute day-to-day activities that you get stuck in, like, oh, I'm going to check Facebook, or I'm going to, whatever that looks like, those day-to-day activities that get drug out, that limit you from focusing on, if you have 10 minutes, then you're going to make those 10 phone calls and follow up with some clients in those nooks and crannies of your day. And your business is going to be more successful because you have more going on. I've always heard busy people get more done. And I agree. When I have less on my plate, less play dates booked, less parties on my calendar, less speaking engagements going on, I don't manage my time as effectively as I do when I have more going on. So here's my long-winded response to myself that I just needed to, reflect and unwind. And I just wanted to share it with you. I don't know when I'm going to actually share this video, so it might be a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months old when you actually see it. And I may have already completely started a new chapter of my life with a different role. I don't know what that looks like, but I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day, and share this with somebody that is going through a challenging time like I've experienced, or something that you might be able to relate to. Have an amazing day. Mwah! See you later.